Hello there, Trophy membership. Welcome to the very first yoga routine brought to you by Trophy Steffi. Hello, it's nice to have you here with me today. I'm on my Cellerciser Rebounder. I have a towel and a pillow close by because we're going to be laying down at the end of class. I do recommend these for maximum comfort, and I do recommend having your handlebar on your unit. So for yoga on a rebounder, it is very important that we connect with the deep stretch feeling in our bodies, whether we are stretching the biceps or the shoulders or the calves or the glutes. I want us first to acknowledge the feeling of that deep stretch that sometimes can be fun, comfortable, that feeling, you know, that stretch where it's like, ooh, I'm really opening into tightness. And then we gently bounce to really take that stretch to the next level. That's why yoga on a rebounder is profound, and I'm very excited to get more and more familiar with these moves with you, and for all of us to watch our bodies adapt to these moves and progress fast. I'm going to be playing some music in the background, so enjoy that music and make sure your towel and pillow are close by. Let's nose breathe throughout the entire routine and have a good time. Let's get it started right now. So starting with posture jump, I am going to have us just stand on the mat and bring the shoulders apart and down. And I want you to lift the spine up as tall as possible. You don't need to get up on the balls of the feet. You just want to have your feet flat, shoulders down, and your spine nice and tall. And see if holding the bar, you are able to actually feel the stretch all the way down into the pelvic floor. And I do want you to connect that pelvic floor as you lengthen and reach. And as you nose breathe, I want that to be at an even pace as much as possible. So just keep the breath moving gently and slowly, not fast, not too deep. You can go deep into your lower abdomen, but not big breaths, okay? Just keep it flowing and moving. So let's lift a little bit more and let's introduce a gentle bounce and see if we can connect that the bounce is, in fact, lengthening our spine just a little bit more. Feel yourself reaching up with that up bounce. So connect to that. Stretching up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to do shoulder rolls, big rolls forward. And you could stop bouncing if you want to, but we've done a lot of this in our classes. So shoulders down and then slowly to the back position and up and forward. So I want you to make sure not to lean forward. Stay upright and acknowledge all 4 positions and feel the bounce, bringing each position to motion and helping with that flexibility progression. I recommend pausing in each position and go a little deeper. And now let's rotate back. Same 4 positions. Excellent job. Now let's bring the shoulders down and they're right there in the center, hands on the bar, and let's bring the chin down to the chest. Pause here while you feel the back of your neck, getting that nice gentle tug. Push your chin into the neck just a little bit more. And slowly rotate the head over to the side, very slowly, eyes open, gazing down. And now ear to shoulder, pause here as you feel the opposite shoulder pulling down. And now take a moment to extend your chin and reach your chin so you feel that jawline getting longer, pulling that opposite shoulder down still, and lengthen and reach. Your hands are on the bar, so I want you to really stretch through. And now bring the ear back down to the shoulder and slowly drag your chin against your chest. Over to the other side. And now ear to shoulder here, opposite shoulder comes down, pause. And now reach with the chin. Feel that nice deep stretch. Now ear to shoulder and chin to chest again, shoulders down and back and facing forward now. So let's go ahead and take our hands off the bar and let's reach both arms out, palms open, slowly wiggle the fingers. Let's take a moment to stop bouncing and feel the nice deep stretch here through the tendons and ligaments, the elbow, up to the shoulder, the triceps, the biceps, and bring your palm down, both palms, and up and down and up. Now gently, let's start to bounce, and now pushing out with every down bounce. You feel a little bit of a pump reach, and the palms can come down and up and down. And now wiggle the fingers. See if you can extend just a little bit further. Relaxing through the neck, teeth closed, nose breathing. Now let's twist through the arms and make sure you're feeling that nice extension. Using your breath to help with the deep stretch and the presence. And twist your arms again. And let's wiggle the fingers one more time. 5, open the palms. 4, stretch it wide. 3, chest is lifted. 2, and 1, arms down. Now let's get into the cat position. Hips and shoulders forward, and the chin is forward as well. But I am hunched over, and you know what? We're gonna stop bouncing, and we're gonna hold the bar, and we're gonna feel us getting into a stretch using our bar for that support to help us get deeper into the opening up of our back all the way into our low mid back on the sides, low back on the sides. Feel the nice deep stretch. Push your chin into your chest. Just get it all open using your breath. And now let's gently bounce in this position. You might face away from the bar just to hunch over a little bit more, and then your knees softly bent. See if you can bounce your body down gently into your mat, opening up your back even more. And now come out slowly. And now let's go into the cow position. Shoulders back. I want you to clasp your hands together if you can. And let's stop bouncing first. Let's make sure to relax the neck and the eyes. And just pull the shoulders together behind you. And push your chest out. Arch your back. Feel the nice stretch through the chest. But I don't want the shoulders to tense up. I just want you to see if you can connect deeply to your chest. You might rotate side to side just to be feeling into more mobility. And when you feel that you have your neck nice and relaxed and you're in this position nice and comfortably, gently bring it to life with the motion of a gentle bounce, continuing to squeeze those shoulders back, feeling into the chest even more, the breath moving the breath through your body. Three, two, slowly come out. Now, one hand on the bar. Let's stand up nice and tall, stop bouncing, and we can twist the upper body and go all the way back into a twist. And now let's first acknowledge the height of our body. The spine is nice and tall, chin is level, and we don't get up on the balls of the feet. We just lift the body through from the heels up, and then we twist. Use that bar for support, and lift and twist. And before we start bouncing in this position, let's go to the other side and let's really establish that symmetry in this flexibility. Lift and twist. Now let's switch to the other side and get back into that nice tall spine and twist and gently bounce. Feel the motion allow you to twist a little bit deeper, stand a little bit taller. Pull that back shoulder back. Make sure you're nice and tall. And then slowly come out and go to the other side. Five, four, three, two, and one. Back to center. Now we're gonna stop bouncing and we're gonna take one arm and we're just gonna reach it. This classic shoulder stretch. And we're going to pause here, no bouncing, and we're gonna feel into that shoulder extension. We're gonna pull on that arm and get really established in that stretch. Eyes fully relaxed. Bend your knees slightly and begin to gently bring your body to motion and feel every bounce expanding this stretch. Moving the breath. Breath, bounce, stretch, being very present. You can go as deeply as you desire. Now let's release slowly. No bouncing. Other side. Get nice and deep in your stretch. Feel it. Breathe through it. Bend the knees softly and gently bounce. Keep pulling that arm towards your body. This is nice and long through the shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. And now we're going to do our classic tricep stretch. One arm goes above the head and we pull into the elbow. So this is going to be that classic tricep stretch, and I want you to lift your chest, chin level, and feel that tricep getting nice and open and long, pulling on the elbow, making it beautifully stretched. Establish that. Take a nice breath. Keep stretching here, and then a gentle bounce to feel the expansion pump, the expansion in an accordion a fast pump accordion, opening up that muscle. Continue pulling and breathing. Three, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Stop bouncing. Switch sides. And feel the nice stretch here. Lengthening the underarm. Opening it. Releasing energy. Expanding the tricep muscle. Relaxing anywhere on our body that needs to be relaxed. And now let's gently bounce, feeling that nice stretch pump in the muscle. Making any modifications in your position that are necessary to feel maximum comfort and control and extension. Excellent. 3, 2, and release slowly. Let's go ahead and health bounce and put our body into this pump, full body, letting the arms relax. Now let's go ahead and stop bouncing. Let's put our both hands behind our head and clasp the fingers. Relax the shoulders as the fingers are together and held tight together. Not tight, relaxed. Now open the shoulders and the elbows and release any excess tension. Just push your head into your palms and feel. What does that feel like? You feel your neck, your shoulders, your triceps. I know you do. All that feeling in there, the stretch feeling. Let's just sit in that feeling first. And I'm gonna do some little twisting here just to feel both sides are feeling. And then, we can pause in the middle and just push maybe a little bit more into the palms. Just feeling all that beautiful stretch. See if you can open up the elbows a little bit more and get a little bit more flexible in there. And now a gentle bounce. Teeth closed, be with your breath. Engage your core muscles. Let's connect to the pelvic floor. See if you can release here for 5, 4, just let it go and bounce. 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out. And let's health bounce here for just a moment. Now let's go ahead and get into a ballet stretch. So I'm just gonna lift one arm up without bouncing. First, hold the bar. This foot tends to go up on the ball of the foot, and this foot is flat, and I'm extending through the hip, through the side of the body, through the arm. Use that bar to lean over just as much as you desire. You might be able to go deeper than me. You might not be leaning as much, and it doesn't matter who is what or where. Just be with your body and feel into it today, because we might not be as flexible some days and we might be more flexible other days. And we're just being present here in our length. Let's go ahead and make sure the arm is right over the top of our head, so we're nice and symmetrical, feeling the stretch all the way through the side of the waist. Now I want you to lift the opposite hip up and get ready for a gentle bounce. Here we go. Relax the back of the neck. Just feel the arm reaching, the hip gently opening. This is a very deep stretch, so just be very mindful of your back. We don't need to pull and tug on the lower back muscles. We just need to put them into a gentle stretch and then massage. Let's slowly come out. Just watch how slowly I come out. And let's switch over to the other side, no bouncing. Hand on the bar. This foot, I get up onto the ball of the foot. And then we'll get into our ballet stretch here. Just feeling into it. Make sure that the arm is right, centered over our body. And now I want you to lift the outside hip up, reach, and gently bounce. Just be here, feeling beautiful, feeling deeply into the side of your body. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to stop bouncing, come out of it very, very slowly. Gently bounce. Shoulders open and down. Let's shake out the body, the back. Just get everything in alignment. Stand up nice and tall, spine is long again. Let's get nice and lengthened here through the spine. And now we're gonna do just a bit of crawl stroke, and then we're gonna do backstroke. So we can continue gently bouncing, or we can pause and just stand. But I want you to stay upright, and I want you to feel every point of this stretch through the arms, through the chest and back, into the hip. And as we go, you can get just a little bit deeper and deeper with your leaning. You're leaning into the stretch. One more rotation forward and then switch to backstroke. Two more rotations. Excellent. Now we have covered most of the upper body, if not all of it. Let's go ahead now into the quads and into the thighs, and then we're gonna go into the backs of the legs. So first move we're gonna do is butt kicks, and we're gonna have a mid bounce in there. So kick, kick, 2, 3, kick, 2, 3. So let's just get these muscles nice and long. Feel the squeeze between your hamstring and calf, and take that opportunity to put that squeeze between the muscles there, feeling a nice stretch in your knee. Let's stand up a little taller, engage the core, the pelvic floor. Let's bring the knees to a little bit of a wider position. Now let's bring the knees in just a little bit, feeling that nice deep stretch a little differently. Core engaged. Three, 2, and 1. Let's step over to the side of the rebounder, and let's point and stretch the full leg. Point the toes, stretching through the ankle, the shin, the knee, the thigh, and the hip. Let's stop bouncing. Have that standing leg be bent, and I want you to, or straight bent, just make it stable. And now I want you to lengthen this leg a little bit more through that hip. See if you can reach and feel that deep feeling, that stretch into the hip and the glute. And do a little bit of ankle rotation or motion, whether it's side to side, a little bit of circles, just opening it up. Open the toes and reach that leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's switch sides. Beautiful extension here. Lengthening the hip. You might lean away from that hip just to get that nice feeling. Feel the ankle stretching forward, the shin, the calf is contracting, the knee, the thigh. Do a little bit of ankle rotations or wagging, toes open. And let's lengthen for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And we're gonna do one more on each side, but this time with a gentle bounce. And see if with every down bounce, you can actively reach the leg just a little bit further. Very strengthening to the leg, to the hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. I feel a little stronger in my reaching in the down bounce on the right side, so I'm gonna focus a little bit more here on the left side, actively lengthening and reaching a little bit with every down bounce. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. Let's do a little flutter kicking. In the up bounce, just release. Having that breath still moving. Using the pelvic floor, using the diaphragm with our breathing. Excellent. Now we're going to do some kicking, and this is going to help first extend and open up the backs of the legs, the inner thighs, and then we're going to do bottoms up. So let's do mid bounce kicks forward. So 2 mid bounces, okay? So kick, 2, 3, kick, 2, 3, and we're not jumping high. We're just using the flexible surface to keep us in the rhythm, to keep us kicking and feeling. Feel the glute, feel the hamstring, feel the back of the knee and the calf. Standing up tall, hold that bar for support. Using your core muscles, not really flexing and trying to make this about strength. Just use your core to help you get deeper into the backs of your legs. Now let's go ahead and switch to diagonal forward kicks with those 2 mid bounces. Chest is up, shoulders open. It's not about how high you can kick, but you may notice over time that the kicks are naturally and effortlessly a little bit higher. Feel those inner thighs getting a nice extension. Now let's do side to side kicks. So this is good for the hip and the glute, the inner thigh, the waist. See if you can reach a little bit more with every kick. Point the toe, point, point and extend, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. Now let's switch into diagonal back kicks. And as far as the lengthening goes, I don't want you to catch your feet on the spring or bungee cover. So if you can point at the top of the kick, you could. We are activating, we're creating flexibility in the back, in the glutes, and in the core and the hips. See if you can continue to stand up tall. Now let's go straight back, keeping the chest lifted. Just acknowledging where we're at with our flexibility in our lower back, being gentle. Now, you might do a little crossover behind you. Takes a little bit of skill or practice. Just a little bit of a deeper stretch into our lower back, helping us to strengthen it. Three, 2, and 1. And now let's go ahead and get into our bottoms up. So let's finish strong with the backs of the legs getting nicely open. So however you want to face your bar, whether it be off to the side, in the middle, away from the bar, it's completely up to you. And we're gonna first start here with no bouncing, and your hands can go wherever you want them. If it's on the bar, if it's on the rim of the rebounder, if it's on the mat, if it's on your feet or behind your legs. Just bring your head down, relaxing into it. And let's have our feet start with the normal wide stance, probably like a foot apart from each foot. And just sway here and use this flexible surface to lengthen the back of the legs and into the glutes. And I want you to just go after it here. Shifting your feet position now, just into whichever new position you desire. I went a little wider. And let's go into a new position here. I'll go for maybe 3 more positions. And we are using the mat. We aren't bouncing, but I'm leaning into it, kind of in a motion, up and down motion. And I see the springs getting longer just a little bit with every pump. Let's move now our feet into a position. Maybe if the toes are facing out, see if you can feel into that beautiful stretch. You need to open up those calves and the backs of the knees. So much potential for lengthening, for flexibility. Let's change positions again. I'm gonna bring my toes in. And now I'm gonna bring my feet together. Very powerful stretch here. Not always as easy as it looks. There's definitely a nice deep feeling in the backs of the legs. And now I want us to pause with any upper body motion, lift the glutes, lengthening through the backs of the legs, and let's gently pump and bounce, just barely bouncing. Just feeling all the tendons and ligaments throughout the backs of the legs, the knees, the glutes, the ankles. See if you can lift those glutes just a little bit more. See if you can lift one foot up, just the top half of the foot, and then the other one, and switch. Feeling the calf switch again. One more on each side, lift it up. Moving that breath, lift. Now let's put our feet into a wider stance. And let's bend our knees and let's come down into a squat. And we're gonna pause here and stretch into our back and the arms and the hips. So just you and your rebounder getting this exclusive opportunity to hold the rim, to hold a platform. It's like a handlebar, the outsides of the rebounder. And use your mat beneath your feet and glutes. Maybe do some sit, leaning up and down, opening into the back, pushing the chin into the chest potentially, maybe even pulling the head over to the side, feeling into the stretch in your head and neck on both sides. And anywhere you position your hands on the rim of your rebounder is a new opportunity to open up, to get more flexible in this position. Now I'm gonna get up into the balls of the feet and I'm just gonna kind of sway into one leg and the other, feeling into the calf, into the ankle. A little bit more leaning here. And now let's go ahead and stand up very, very slowly. I'm going to use my bar and stand on up. Pause here. Shoulders stay very relaxed. And we're going to do something a little fun here when we're ready. When we feel recalibrated, stand up tall, shoulders open. Let's begin health bouncing. Let's bounce a little bit higher. Spine tall, chin level, teeth closed. And let's bounce high, Is this a high bounce? I am calling it a high bounce. So feet are just barely coming off the mat. Spine is long. And let's just feel the down bounce. So if you're gripping onto the bar, I want you to just use the bar for support, but let your body really sink in to the bottom of the bounce. You might be bouncing at a different pace than me, that's fine. I just want you flushing, flushing, flushing. Three, 2, and 1. Now, we are going to get into the next segment. If you wanted to pause, now would be a good time. And then we're gonna get into the yoga poses. So the first move I'm gonna do is tree pose, and I'm gonna show you the pose from the side. And I'm going to have you do the same with the position where you're at on your mat. So I want you to be in this position here. So off the center towards the end, but not close to the end. And this is, your bar is here because you're gonna need to figure out exactly where you wanna be. So this is gonna be tree pose, facing away from the bar, and the foot can either just be lifted and held up, or you can have your foot planted into your thigh. And this is an opportunity, if you can get your foot to stay here, this is an opportunity to push the knee back and go into the hip and the glute. Chest is lifted, shoulders open. And we aren't gonna let go of the bar, but we could just use the bar for barely any support and practice our balance here. But I want everyone to put safety first and just hold the bar. If this is the very first time you're doing a tree pose or a one leg balancing pose on your rebounder, you may become masterful and may be able to just hold, or to not hold the bar, but that's not necessarily the goal. The goal is to feel nice and tall and strong and to have most all of your ability to balance without the bar. So I'm just gonna use that bar as needed, just lightly touching it, feeling this nice stretch in the inner thigh, pushing that knee back, feeling the glute and the hip activate. Shoulders open, and we wanna be very calm and present, eyes relaxed, as we're focused here on tree pose and lengthening through the spine. Now let's go ahead and take that foot, hold the top of the foot, whether you hold the full top half or just the toes, and I want you to stretch your leg forward. And this is a position here, a yoga pose. And so this is stretching through this, the arm that's holding the feet, the foot. Stretch that shoulder, the hamstring is stretching. You might take your nose and kind of reach it towards your leg, and you're holding the bar for support. So pulling the leg towards you, stretching through the hamstring. And now I want you to take that leg, stand up tall, take that leg and bring it out. And I notice that there's a shift that happens here where I can't just go straight out. My leg has to lift. So I want us all to try this pose. As far as you can get into this pose is perfect. And then you might notice that the next time you do it, you're getting further into it. So if you can stand tall and hold that leg high, or as high as you can, and feel the stretch here. And now bend the knee, bring it forward, bend it, and then I want you to tuck that foot behind you for dancer pose. So the foot goes behind you. You might need to look in my mirror to see, but I'm holding on to my foot, shoulders square forward, holding the bar, lift the chin so it's level. And then that standing leg, you can bend it or you can have it mostly straight, and just explore this move, explore this stretch as the arm is nice and extended. Teeth are still closed. Release. Relax the arm, stay in the standing leg. I want you to take the leg and wrap it over the standing leg, and then wrap the toes behind the calf. And stay right here. You might bend the standing knee just a little bit. Relax the eyes and face. 3, 2, and release. We're going to switch sides. So I'm going to, just for the sake of being on camera, let's start with the outer position here, and the foot comes up, and we're using this uneven surface beneath our foot for that extra instability, and then we can practice our balance. Pushing that knee back. If we need to wear clothing next time that helps us to grip, or maybe grip socks or something to help, because it feels really good to be able to have that foot connected to the leg, and then we can push that knee back and really go into the hip and the inner thigh. Standing tall. Some of us might be exploring a little bit of a bounce here. It's up to you. I think it's fun. I think you might try, and we might try in the future. And then we have the forward leg hold, so go ahead and grab the toes and hold that leg forward. Standing up tall first, and then you want to keep your chest lifted as you reach forward. If you reach forward, you might be able to bring your nose all the way to your shin. Feeling the stretch through the shoulder, through the hamstring and the calf. And now bring your leg out, and then however it looks, relaxing through the eyes. And now bringing that leg forward and in again, bring it back, and dancer pose. Hold that bar, use the bar. And this one always feels so good to my arm, pulling it back and stretching through that shoulder and into the chest. When you're ready, release and take the leg, cross it over the other leg, and bring it so the toe goes behind the calf. And then you might sit a little deeper into it, just a little bit, and hold this here. Three, 2, and 1. Let's definitely do some health bounce now. And what we're going to do next is we're going to do 3 sun salutations, but just the top half of the sun salutation. And then we're going to lay our towel on the mat. So feet in just a wide stance compared to where your bar is. I'm facing to the side or away from the bar. And we are going to just use our core and our knee bend, and we're going to reach up, straight up. And in this pose specifically, I want your tummy lengthened and stretched, and breathe in and then bring it down. Bring it all the way down, and then take another breath and just extend through the backs of the legs, kind of looking up, and then bring it back down to a fold. And now bend the knees and come back up and stretch that tummy. Come all the way down with your exhale. And then inhale, just the head and the neck and upper backs, lengthening through the backs, the legs. Exhale, bring it back down. And slowly come up for one more big tummy stretch. Bring it back down with the exhale, forward fold. And lift up here, stretch out the backs of the legs. And then slowly come back up. And let's go ahead and put our towel along the mat and get right into, chair pose is next. Let's wait, one more pose, chair pose. Let's go ahead and put our feet back into that wide stance, and let's bring the arms up, bend the knees, and do the chair pose that you may be familiar with. If not, I'm going to show you from the side here. I want my chest lifted, arms up, palms facing together, knees bent. Use those thighs, use those quads, and just hold this like you are about to sit down in a chair. You might sink into it a little bit deeper, reaching up, relaxing through your eyes, your neck. Let's stay here for another 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and release, and health bounce. And now we will put our towel on the mat, and we're going to kneel on the mat for some cat-cow. So let's see, I'll go ahead and show you from the side. So I'm gonna kneel here, putting my knees kind of in the middle, but just down a little bit, hands on the bar. And let's do some traditional cat-cow, feeling into the back. We are not bouncing here, but you do have a flexible surface beneath your knees. And so you might use that, feeling into the stretch in both positions. Just go after it in a way that makes you feel like it's fluid. You're connecting your breath. There's definitely more stretches than just the in and out. You can be in the cat or cow, and you can squeeze or crunch into one side or the other, and you can get into the opposite position and do the same, a squeeze into the waist. You could do slow rotations like circles, just getting the back and the chest, shoulders in motion, connected to your breath. Now this next move is one of my favorites. It's thread the needle. So I'm gonna bring my knees back. I'm so happy I have this towel because it's making it more comfortable. And I'm going to take one arm and I'm going to reach it underneath the other and just get into a gentle position here where the mid upper back gets the most extraordinary twist. Oh, it feels so good. We don't need to go deep. We just want to feel into it and then slowly come out and go into the other side and say, oh goodness, how come my back is so stiff? It's not stiff, it just is needing more of this stretch. So let's just get in and out using our breath to stay present, to stay connected, to feel into it. One more time on each side. And now let's do child's pose. So we're gonna have our knees underneath our chest, and wherever you feel like is the most comfortable position for you, what I want us to do is grab the lower half of the bar in this child's pose and get our body closer to our thighs, and then use the rebounder, use the mat to kind of push and flex the mat and get ourselves into the stretch a little deeper. However you need to get into this position to feel comfortable, to feel like you are indeed progressing. You might just rotate your weight, kind of shift it side to side, or you can pump it down. Just get yourself more flexible in your child's pose, in those hips. Use that breath. Now we're going to sit up and do butterfly pose. So I'm going to face this way. So get into that classic butterfly pose. And we are using the rim of the rebounder and or the handlebar because we have the props here for use. And so getting yourself into the position a little deeper is going to be fun. Just find where you notice the nice feeling of stretch in your inner thighs and see if you can massage it, whether you're tipping side to side, you're pumping forward with your, you're pulling into, you're pulling on the rim of the rebounder. You might be using the bar in some way or another. I also invite you to take your elbows, if you can, and push your elbows down into the inner knee. And then, of course, you can get very creative here and really feel that you are, in fact, on a rebounder, and you can bounce into this stretch. Going into your neck muscles as well. Connect to all the potential here. This is you and your body, and you're getting it in its maximum flexibility. So take advantage of this piece of exercise equipment that we are putting to good use. Especially love holding the rim of the rebounder and having that opportunity. It's great. So once you felt deeply into those muscles, now let's practice a hero pose. So bring one foot forward and then bring that back foot towards the leg, all the way under the leg, so the knee and the heel are connecting. You might have to adjust your position. See if you can get your heel over the knee and connect it to the thigh. Anywhere you can get it over here. So this is basically like folding the knees and having the knees stack. And that would be the goal. That is what hero pose is having the knees stack and feeling into the stretch here. But if you can't have the knees stack, just have, partial stack, and that's still fantastic. This, a lot of people won't ever be able to get into this pose again because it's, it is what it is. So you are doing great. So keep feeling into this stretch and feel the surface in motion. So you might find yourself doing a little bit of a gentle pump in whichever stretched position you are in. And what muscles do you feel opening up? See if you can go deeper. And if you get into a nice deep position and you just want to pause and hold, you can do that. The ultimate goal here would be to have your knees stacked and your glutes flat on the mat between your feet. And then a little bit of a bounce is gonna take this stretch all the way. Now let's unravel and go into the opposite position. So the other leg comes underneath. This leg goes over, and you might even just be pausing right here with the knee up. That's good. That's going to get nicely stretched into the hip and the thigh, or you can find your knees stacking onto the other. And I know for a fact that when I practice this more, I will be getting deeper into this stretch as well. I haven't even officially gotten into this pose yet. So we want to just really practice relaxation and connection, gratitude, healing. This pose is known to bring emotions to our body and to connect us to depth, the depth of our internal experience with facing flexibility, facing hardship. This is not an easy pose. Going into the hips is not easy. Going into the calves is not easy. The backs of the knees, the hamstrings, that's what we're here for. So let's go ahead and spend the next 10 seconds unraveling here. And what we're gonna do is actually just put our knees together to the side. And I want you to use your bar and stretch into the back side of your body. Just getting into this position can be tough, so just finding your flexibility, find an opportunity to open up and lengthen up. And then let's go into the opposite. The knees go over to the other side and stretch into this position. And next up, we're going to be doing our bridge pose. So I'm going to get my pillow and lay down. Head on pillow because that is going to be the most comfortable. Feet on the ground. And what we're going to do here is definitely start without bouncing. And we're going to push our feet not hard into the ground, but we're just going to establish our feet position that's comfortable beneath the knees and to the hips. A very comfortable bridge pose. Traditionally, the hands might clasp underneath, and you can do that, and you can rotate and get your shoulders underneath you. And this position here is about lower back strength and flexibility, hip mobility. So getting into a nice symmetrical position that feels good, this bridge pose. And when you find yourself established, the lower back engaged, the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, when you find yourself very established, calm, relaxing in the shoulders, relaxing in the eyes and neck, and then you might just introduce a baby bounce just to advance this pose with the opportunity to move. You might continue pushing upwards, feeling your lower back getting stronger. And I am just barely moving here. Moving my breath Teeth closed. Five, 4, 3, 2, stay right here. And if you are gonna join me with the shoulder stance, put your hands beneath your lower back. And if not, just look up at the screen and decide if you are gonna join me or if you're gonna try for it. We're gonna just lengthen our legs up and use our strength here. So I'm gonna be bouncing on the backs of my arms, and then the legs come up. And I wanna just be in a gentle pose here, legs up. And if not for you today, just stay in bridge. A very powerful, beautiful pose. So this here is a bit of a stretch into the upper back, a bit deeper of a leg inversion. And I did forget to mention that you could use the bar for support. Try to be as relaxed as possible. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to use the bar to get down. So put that foot in the bar and then let yourself down very slowly. So next up is going to be a little leg inversion segment. So everyone here, legs and arms up for the jitterbug. So shaking through the arms and the legs. And we are gonna both be kicking the legs and then also wagging the legs. So in and out for the knees or up and down. Relax the eyes, teeth are still closed. And now let's lengthen the legs and the arms, and let's bring the palms down, stretching through the wrists, and point the toes and lift the head. Now bring the palms all the way back and flex the feet so the toes come back. And when your neck and head needs a rest, bring your head and neck down to your pillow. Now point and bring your palms down. Flex the feet, bring your palms back. One more, make it count. Point the feet, palms down. And flex the feet, palms up. And now we can bring the head down and let's bring the legs apart, splitting the legs and going into this beautiful stretch for the inner thighs. And I'm going to pump down into the mat, feeling the stretch go into a flex pump. I want to straighten the legs and point the toes. See if you can go a little bit deeper, maybe lengthening through the legs a little bit more, straighten up those knees, get a little bit more efficient with the stretch. Relaxing the shoulders, the eyes. Now let's bring the legs back up, and I want you to straighten the legs. See if you can grab the legs, pull them towards your body. And this is an excellent stretch for the hamstrings and the knees and the calves. I want you to flex your feet, so reach through the heels, feeling that deep stretch in your calves. Yes, straighten the knees and pull the legs towards you. So much potential here, and you can rock a little bit if you desire. And you can pull your legs towards you just to finish it off here. Anything you can do to get deeper into your stretch. Three, 2, 1, knees come in and hold the knees. Just tuck the knees and hold them. See if you can pull your knees into your body a little bit tighter. Now let's lean both legs over to the side for this nice deep stretch into the back. And I want the opposite shoulder from which your knees are leaning. I want that shoulder flat against the mat, stretching into the hip and the waist. You might be pushing down on your knees to get deeper. You could even cross that top knee over and get deeper. And let's switch sides. Slowly, be gentle here. Flatten out your back. Use the rim of the rebounder to help you with that flexibility. And now let's go into happy baby. Let's grab the feet and let's just pull the knees into the chest. And you might sway side to side, feeling the beautiful feelings in your body. You might even channel your inner baby. Do you remember being a baby? Could you imagine being one right now? A happy baby. I'm pulling my feet down into my knees, down into the mat. Slow, controlled breaths. And now release and lay the legs up against the handlebar for a nice, relaxing leg inversion. Our last move. Fully relax. Let gravity do the work. Release all tension. Inhale, inviting light and lightness. Exhale, releasing dark and heaviness. You are safe. You are supported. You are at ease. There is nothing to do, nothing to hold. Just be. Remember the intention that you set at the beginning of class. Visualize the sun coming out and shining on your seed and just soaking your beautiful garden with heat. And now it is complete. That will be the most beautiful flower there ever was. When you're ready, feet come down. Pause here. Relaxing breath. And you can sit up when you're ready. And I would suggest pausing here as well. And we are finished. You did amazing, and I cannot wait for you to do this routine a second time. Maybe even more, but I do hope to provide new yoga routines in the membership at least monthly, if not 2 times a month. We will see. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. And we're in this together. Big hugs. We'll see you in the next one.